What's going on, guys? It's your boy Fishstick here, back with another video. Hope y'all are feeling fishy today. If you want, use code Long John Silvers at Jim John's Sushi House for 55% off all sushi needs. That's not a real code, please don't use it, but if you have a place named Jim John's Sushi, it's probably not very good anyways. I hope you guys are all having an absolutely incredible day. It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. I know you guys are all the most beautiful people I've ever seen. I hope you guys are all having an incredible day, because I know I am. Today we're going to be talking about the time this crazy ass old man yelled at me and my friends for hanging out in front of my friend's house. That's right, in front of my friend's house. Apparently we were disturbing the peace, and he proceeded to scream at us and called the cops, which came and basically were like, yo, I mean, kids standing in the road is not a crime. Shocker, everybody out there, if anybody ever says they're gonna call the cops on you hanging out at your house, they really can't do much about it. Wow, who would have thought? Apparently me. Before we get into it though, if you guys could press the like button, it helps the video do better. It just gets me more views, and I'm not gonna lie, I really like views. That's why I do this YouTube thing, is to entertain people, and I want to entertain more people, and more views equals more entertainment. Come on, you guys know how it works. But yeah, once you press the like button, let's get right into the story. 3, 2, 1, arrivederci, my homegirls. So back when I was in early high school, I was really into skating. Basically, all I would do with any of my free time is skate, and I still skate to this day. Obviously not as much as I used to, because, you know, I'm almost 20 years old. I'm not exactly a young spring chicken anymore with the ability to kickflip a 5-stair with ease. But regardless, I used to be super duper into skating, and so was me and all my friends. And I had this friend named Kevin who had a rail, and the rail was pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie. And we would set it up in front of his house during the day whenever we didn't have a place to go and skate, if we didn't want to go to the skate park, and just have a good time skating the rail and hanging out in front of his house. And we were pretty chill. Like, we were not the type of kids that like to cause trouble. I don't like to be in trouble. I don't like to get yelled at. Yeah, sometimes I have to get yelled at and I have to defend myself, you know, with my words. I have to yell at people, but it's not personal. I'm never going out of my way to try to get in trouble. And especially this crew, we were out in front of his house. We were not causing any problems. And you know, after 9 p.m. we wouldn't ride the rail anymore. Anytime before 10 a.m. we wouldn't ride the rail anymore. We were pretty chill and respectful when it came to the other people in the neighborhood. So anyways, one Saturday morning, we're out here shredding the gnar. We've never had a complaint, by the way. No one's ever said we're too loud or disrespectful or anything. But across the street from my friend's house is this old man. And you know, some old people get old and they're more fun. They kind of let go and realize, hey, life's kind of silly. Let's just have a good time and goof off. But this old man, I don't know who pissed in his cornflakes, who spit in his cereal. Maybe he was a fan of Hitler, and after he lost, everything went downhill. I'm not really sure, but this man was the grumpiest old person I've ever seen in my entire life. Anytime we would be riding this rail, he would just come out and sit, and anytime we got too close to his side of the sidewalk, he would yell at us to get away from his property, which the sidewalk's not your property, Mr. Old Man. But regardless, this old man just had some type of stick so far up his rectum it was coming out of his esophagus, alright? So regardless, this old man was definitely not a fan of us, and regardless, we were just kind of out there skating the rail, and he's in his usual spot in his lawn chair on his side of the yard, keeping an eye on us, just making sure we're not up to no good. And I go up to do a front side 5-0, just a pretty simple grind, and I messed up and I like twisted my ankle right when I popped off the rail. And so to match my pain and to kind of feel better, I said a naughty word. That's right, everybody. I dropped an F-bomb. Oh my Lord, Jesus Almighty, please forgive me, for I have sinned. I said the naughtiest word this side of the Mississippi. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't quiet. I just twisted my ankle. I'm not a big fan of getting absolutely riggedy wrecked when I'm trying to do a trick, so I said a bad word to let my anger out. And I'm so sorry if that offended you. I'm sorry if that really hurts your feelings, but it's what I said, and I don't regret anything. And like I said, you know, I was hurt. I was just trying to get the pain out of my system. But I guess that was the most triggering thing this old man has ever heard in his entire life, because what happened next is nothing short of a volcanic eruption. I guess this old man in his 145 years of life had never heard anybody ever say a bad word in public in his entire life, because he sprints out of his lawn chair, gets up in my face. I'm smelling this old man's morning breath on my nose, and it does not smell pleasant, all right? I don't know if he ate oatmeal with rat shit in it or what, but it smells absolutely disgusting. And he starts yelling about me, about how dare I disrespect his neighborhood, and I'm like, dude, I said the F word. First of all, I'm not disrespecting the neighborhood. I didn't say F this neighborhood. I said F because it hurt. Like, that's literally it. You're taking this way too personally. Anyways, he keeps going off on and on about how I'm so disrespectful, and what if there was a woman within earshot? And I'm like, dude, were you born in 1854? before. So what? A woman heard me say a bad word. They're not like a lesser species than me. They can hear me say a naughty word. It's not that big of a deal. Anyways, he's still all up in my face, yelling at me, telling me how dare I, blah, 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 and how he's gonna call the police because being profane in public is illegal. And I was like, yeah, maybe in 1924, old man, times have changed. Like, leave me alone. And before anyone in the comments was like, oh, you were mean to an old man, imagine an old dude yelling at you for saying a bad word and telling you that he's gonna call the cops on you for it. So whatever, at this point, I'm kind of fed up. So I just look at the old man and I'm like, look, get out of my face right now or there's gonna be problems. And he's like, oh, what? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And he starts getting closer and closer. And at this point, he's about an inch away from my face. So I proceed to tell him to F off, except I didn't say F, which drives him even more crazy because I guess I said a naughty word twice now, which is the end of the world. Can you guys believe it? I said a naughty word twice. I didn't want an old man an inch away from kissing my face. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I should let Jared from Subway fiddle my foot long. Anyways, I'm really just annoyed at this point. I'm about to punch an old man in the face when my friends walk up and my friend whose house it is like, hey, just, it's fine. Like, I'm sorry. He didn't mean to swear. Like, it's cool. And he's like, no, you kids are always out here disrespecting my neighborhood. First of all, it's not your neighborhood, you old hag. Like, do you not understand how neighborhoods work? You own your house. You don't own the neighborhood. You old sack of cereal meat. I don't know what cereal meat is, but regardless, the story gets me heated every time I tell it. I'm sorry. It was not a bag of cereal meat. He was a bag of other meat, like pork or something. So here I am with an old man literally in my face. And so he's still yelling at me, by the way. My friend's trying to split us up, but he keeps like following me. Like, I'd take a step back and he would take a step forward. This dude is not getting out of my face. So finally I snap and I tell him, get your ancient crab claws off of me, because he's like grabbing my shirt before I have to punch you in the face. And he's like, oh, you wouldn't dare, you wouldn't dare, you wouldn't do anything. So I just push him away. And I guess when I push him, he decides that I've now assaulted him. Keep in mind, this is the old dude who's grabbing my shirt, screaming at me that he's gonna call the cops. So I just pushed him off. I didn't punch him. I didn't like try to fight him. I literally just pushed him off of me and he was grabbing my shirt first. But whatever, he decides that I've now assaulted him and he's going to call the police because I've attacked him violently. And I'm like, fine, call the cops, you weird old man. You are literally 95 years old screaming at a 14-year-old. Why? Because you're an old hag who has no regard for anyone but yourself. I don't know what your problem is. I don't know why you're upset with me for saying the F word. So whatever, we're waiting for the cops to come and I'm slipping in the F word as much as humanly possible in every sentence. And I know he can hear me because I see his face contorting like the little puckered butthole his lips were supposed to be. I'm just going, oh man, F this, F that, and he's losing it. He is getting so triggered at the fact that I keep swearing. There's nothing I can do about it. So anyways, after about 5 minutes of sitting there watching this old man's face contort into a puckered butthole, finally the cops roll up and they're just kind of asking everybody what went on. And at this point I've chilled out a little bit, so I'm like, look, I sprained my ankle, I said the F word, he comes over, gets all up in my face and is yelling at me, and so I just kept saying the F word and he's grabbing my shirt, so I pushed him off. They're like, so you did push him? And I'm like, yeah, I did, but he was grabbing my shirt. And they're like, all right, well, I mean, you can't push people. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, like, that's cool. But being profane is not illegal, right? He's like, no, it's not illegal to say the F word, blah, 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 blah. And I swear, the old man, once the cop shows up, his whole demeanor changed. Instead of being this angry, aggro old dude who's like attacking a 15-year-old, suddenly it's, I was just minding my business, mowing the lawn when these crazy kids, like, yeah, really? All this time without incident, we've never disrespected anybody, and I just decide to randomly attack you for no good reason? We both know that's a load of bollocks, and you know what bollocks means in English. So at this point, a lot of the neighborhood has come outside because it's not normal for there to be police activity in this neighborhood, and they're asking what's going on, and I'm like, look, you can ask anybody else around here. We're not disrespectful. We don't fight with the neighbors ever. Like, this old dude is the only one we've ever had problems with. And the officer's like, all right, well, you still can't push people, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But if I get in trouble, that's cool. But it's not my friend's fault. It's not the skater's fault. If anything, it's me having an angry temper. Like, I'm gonna fall on the sword. Should I have pushed the old dude? No. But when there's an old dude in your face screaming at you for saying that you're doing something illegal and you're disrespectful, like, sorry, I got a little heated when he grabbed onto my shirt. So whatever, they go around, they're asking neighbors, they're like, yeah, no, we don't ever have problems with the kids. He's always trying to fight with these kids. He's always saying that they're being disrespectful and they're just kind of riding skateboards like it's not that big of a deal. So anyways, what ends up happening is the old man actually does get in a little bit of trouble for, you ready for it, grabbing my shirt. Because I guess what ends up happening is they basically go to the old man, they say, well, you grabbed grabbed his shirt, he pushed you. You guys both technically put your hands on each other. So if you're gonna try to get him in trouble for assaulting you, you're in trouble too. Like, it goes both ways. And all my friends were like, yeah, he did grab onto his shirt. So the old man decides to not pursue anything legally, because something tells me in a court of law, the 15-year-old who pushed you is gonna get in a lot less trouble than the old man who's grabbing onto your shirt trying to, you know, drag you to his house so he can call the cops. And whatever, the old man's like, I just want to talk to the kid's parents. And the cops are like, we can't make you talk to the kid's parents. Like, if the kid's parents don't want to talk to you, that's the end of it. He's like, well, I want to talk to his parents. I want to talk to his parents. I'm like, look, dude, my parents are not going to magically agree with you. They're going to agree with me, I promise you. And he's like, what would your mom think if she found out what you were doing? I'm like, my mom wouldn't care. And I guess that drives him crazy too, because he starts yelling at me more, and the cops are like, all right, sir, you need to go inside, because clearly your temper's a little bit unhinged. You're screaming at this kid. Every time I'd answer a question he asked me, he just didn't like the answer. He would start yelling at me. And yeah, basically that's the situation. This old dude really just had a bone to pick with me, and I was not gonna have it. I'm not gonna cave over. I don't care who you are. If you're disrespectful to me, I'm not gonna be respectful to you. I really don't care. And before anybody's like, you should always respect your elders. No, you should respect people who respect you. And if people don't respect you, I'm not gonna respect you. Like, if you're gonna be an old man and yell at me and accuse me of being a terrible person because you can't keep your nose in your business because in the 1940s you were cool or whatever, I'm gonna flame you. I'm gonna roast you. I'm gonna say the F word. It's nothing you can do about it. So whatever, this walking corpse, this old dude, goes inside, and every time we went back over to Kevin's house, he would still sit in his lawn chair and watch us, and he would still yell at us whenever we said bad words or anything, but he never called the cops again. And you know, the old dude, I guess I do have hard feelings. I'm not going to pretend that everything's cool. That guy's a giant douche canoe. Maybe a bigger douche canoe than Daniel. But yeah, that's the situation. This old dude literally called the cops on me for swearing and riding a rail in front of my friend's house, and then nothing happened because he didn't understand that it's not illegal to do that. So old dude, if you're watching this, you probably don't know how to work your iPhone, but you're a giant douche. But that's the video. On that note, guys, I hope you all have an incredible day. Thank you for watching the video. If you did enjoy, I would appreciate you liking, commenting, all that stuff. I know I got a little heated, and I'm sorry. Just when people are disrespectful for no reason and you're just an old man, it's kind of douchey, kind of not cool. I'm not a big fan of all that stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys all have an incredible day. Don't get anyone pregnant, and if you do, make sure they're the most incredibly hot, gorgeous person you've ever seen in your entire life. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Your boy Scrubby is out. T-pose on these haters. That's what's up, everyone. Dab, 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 dab.